to say the country. The milk is for good health of people. But when the people they drink milk and they die, and that's company, but every year that company they spend billion dollars to advertisement. But at last, the founder of that milk company was sentenced to death, and the company also completely collapsed. So why we study so many things? Why? But we do not apply only some single work, honesty. In my life, I apply this philosophy. I got so much benefit. For example, when I was in France, I was in the house of Professor Durand. When he was on vacation, he allowed me to stay in his castle. When I clean the garage, very old garage, very dirty, I find a diamond. That is very interesting. When I find a diamond, I was so happy, because at that time, that diamond we can buy the very big apartment in Paris. Really, I want to keep. But at last, I decide to return. That's a diamond. Really, I want to keep. And now he helps me so many things. Even he helped me how to connect with the king of Nepal. I got a land. I built first International Buddhist monastery. And then at the same time, he also helped me many things. That is honesty. If I keep that diamond now, not sure. Because if I diamond, and then and then another lady, they also took away. So honesty is a best policy, most important in our life, in society, in the family, in community, in society, in the country. If every people respect only one word, honesty, then happy. Okay, now I would like to invite John to share your idea and suggestion.
Thank you, Master.
Yeah.
Thank you. Good morning, everybody. Hello, namaste. Honesty, yes, it's very important. As when I was a young man, a boy even, honesty was not a high priority for me. I was taught very, very early on to lie to save face. Nothing serious. It would always be something small, like why you can't go to a party or can't do something. Oh, I have to work. I'm busy, or Mum won't let me. But people always know. They know that it's disingenuous. It's not real. It's fake. It's and you always have to remember your stories. You know, I never lie about anything serious, but it's exhausting. You know, it's just incredibly tiring. And I was, and as a child, I was taught this by demonstration by my parents. You know, they were so afraid of what outside the family would think of them. So that I discovered that I was doing. I knew I was doing it, but we can justify things very easily. So I was probably in my mid-20s when it occurred to me that this is just too difficult to maintain lies and thinking about, what you said to somebody and what you say to somebody else. And people would just have a feeling of distrust. Because for me, the consequence of a lie saying I can't go to work today because I feel sick, and then we go to the beach and play, down to, taking your kids into the circus and saying, oh, yes, they're all under 12 when they're not, just things like that. That just now it upsets me. It upsets my equilibrium. And I finally started changing my my pattern and become very honest. And you can do it, you can do it bluntly. You can be very blunt. A lot of people say, I'm just being honest. Sometimes they can be very cruel at the same time. You don't have to be cruel when you're honest. You can be compassionate and you can be authentic. And when I would say no, now, here, especially in living in a different country and having a language barrier, I think that honesty is even more important, to be able to get across exactly what you mean and being honest about that. If you can say, no, I don't agree with you, in a compassionate and friendly way, or I'm not coming to your party, due to whatever the honest reasons are, people accept that. And you put your hand up and you go, I did this, the consequences of an action when you get found out by lying is far, far greater than the consequences of what happens when you tell the truth. And that continues to amaze me, how many people will just lie because they don't want to look bad. And that, I know that because that's where I was brought up. That's how I was told. Or you're trying to exploit other people if you lie. I don't understand that side of me. That's not my path. I've been exploited, and I'm learning more maturity and discernment on people. So, but when you're honest, life becomes a lot less stressful. If you can be honest with your words and your deeds, life becomes a lot easier. It's easier to sit down and have a cup of coffee and enjoy that moment and being grateful. It's a freeing place. But I do suggest we use respect with our honesty. If we're deciding to give people our opinion, often people think, oh, I'm just being honest. Often that's their own opinion. It's not honesty, it's just opinion. So I think, in my opinion, that if we can operate from a position of honesty where we are, that people are so much more at ease and more grateful having that you're going to be honest with them. Even if you're going to disappoint them, or even if you're going to look bad, they will know that you're being honest. And that will be the peace that you get from that and they get from that is far, far greater than just saying a lie to try and make yourself look good or try not to make them feel bad. And it's very simple. It's not easy to do. I had to change my whole philosophy. And the moment that I did it on something large, that I was being honest, I was expecting, we all expect the wall of our world to come tumbling down, and it didn't. It opened up an opportunity to talk some more and once you operate from being honest, it opens up better relationships and better options and an easier way to walk in this world. I believe that. Being aware that sometimes our honesty is our opinion, then differentiating between them, being aware of that. So I think that it allows other people to see you authentically and genuinely. And when you have that, then the people that are around you are people that respect you, people that love you, people that that know that what you're going to say is truth, and the relationships that you have with those people is a much deeper level. It's a much more genuine level. Yes, that's been my experience with honesty, Master. From a young man, I've never exploiting people and taking people's money or other things like that. That's not. I've had it, but that's not been part of my nature to try and do that or that. So I can't really talk about that. But you know, lying just to look good is you don't look good. You inevitably fail. Thank you, Master. Thank you all.
Thank you, John. This is true. I can share you with some of my personal experience. When I started to build a temple in Bodh Gaya and Lumbini, really I do not know well about construction, and we have problem with the engineer and architects, because I think I was unlucky to could not find the proper one. And when they know that I don't have money, and then they left me and what to do. And also thanks to honesty, they say now we do not know construction. So I buy so many books. I read, and then I go to meet the engineer and architect in different country. I also told them I know nothing about construction. Please help me. And they teach me. Then slowly I buy material and I do myself. 4th floor, up to now more than 30 years, no problem. That's also honesty. If we do not know, we should say we don't know.
Yes.
You see how wonderful the reason for philosophy of honesty. Now the world now is not safe, no peace, because it's not honest. So I think this subject, if possible, we would like to propose the different authority. We should teach children from the beginning about this philosophy, honesty. Yeah. Oh, this is a very long story. Now you see in the world many problems also because there are no honesty. They talk one word, they do another word. Everybody, if they follow the Buddha, and certainly they would be happy. So now I would like to invite Minh Phúc Trí. You share some idea about this subject.
Nam Mô A Di Đà Phật, Guru. Namaste, xin chào. Are you getting me?
Yes.
Thank you so much for everybody for participating in this forum, and thank you, Guruji, for all his blessing. Professor John and Guru already talked about the topic. It's a very important topic, and previously also we talked on this topic. It's very huge and vast and never complete, and equally important for every single person, society or business everywhere. Today's topic is the importance of honesty and truthfulness. It's very important for every single person. Just I read somewhere, if you want to be trusted by others and be honest, and if we want to be honest, we should be true and pure. And if we want to be true and pure and natural, that we should be ourselves. That means naturally as ordinary human beings, we came in this earth as pure. But we are living in this, as Guru says, we are living in this consumer society. We have a society, we have a family, we have business. We wish to win everybody. We want to go forward. So practically all the time, maybe we are not trusted and we are not honest because we wish to win. We have some ego insights. We want to be number one. And that also the thing. So when we have a more desire, as Buddha says, then we misplace or misuse the rules. Actually, the natural, ordinary human being rules, and we came in this society. We should be honest, we should be pure, and we watch. But we are living in this society, our society, educations, nature, nurture. So that make our perceptions, our daily life became like this. Anyway, this is the reasons we follow Dharma talk, and then we try to purify us a little every day. Because after this Zoom talk, again, we should go to fight, and we should be number one, and we should win. Just once a week, we come to talk here, and then later we go in society, and a lot of obstacle there. We want to win that one. So practically, that's it should come from inside, as I understand. Because if it's our heart is pure, and then we are inside from us, and we have enough loving and kindness, so we will practice the honesty, and that when we are honesty, automatic it's a truthfulness. So it's a topic, it's very huge. John, he shared his experience also, and even we cheat people and we lie. In the long term, it reveals actually honesty we cannot hide, truth we cannot hide. For short time, we can cheat, we can lie, but later on, with the time by time, it will come out. That's a universal truth. So truth will reveal itself later or sooner. Yeah, and when truth reveals, it's destroy the false thing, the lie thing. Sometimes we saw many relations, many business, many things damaged, because later on truth reveal itself. As Guru says, some big giant company that's that they play with ordinary people's health. They selling fake products, just doing big propaganda, it's big marketing. But later on, truth reveal itself. We cannot hide for a long time. So, and then when truth reveals, then they lost their honesty. They go back to down. So honesty has a great connection with loving and kindness. Also, if we practice enough loving and kindness, we think not only for us, we think for society, we think for environments, outer society, family, a lot of things. Then we are not there to lie. We try to be honest and truth. So let's practice to be loving and kindness, and let's try to be more honest and truthful every day and every single step of life. I would like to say that's all. Thank you so much for everybody for participating. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Munfukti. You see, only one word. If we apply sincerely, suddenly we get so much benefit, uncountable benefit. Uncountable. In my life, I told you, I was very lucky to meet Thầy Huyen, my first master. He taught me so many Makfab, many secrets. When I apply, it's wonderful. Wonderful. Yeah. But sometimes I wonder why the people only one word, they do not practice. Why they learn so many years, they get so many certificates. After that, they die in miserable condition. Yeah. If we apply this philosophy sincerely, suddenly we get so much benefit at the present life. So now I would like to invite some young speaker, Mr. Konak from India.
Thank you, Guruji. Namaste to all. So personally, I believe, we lie because we want to escape from the past. We cannot change the past. That's why we lie. Now, one of the main reason I believe for lying is we want to escape the consequences of the past. But if we are lying, we lose our credibility. And on the long run, if we lose our credibility, what happens is we lose their trust for us. Now, let me give you an example for a shopkeeper. If the shopkeeper lies to me for some product or some kind of goods, I would not obviously prefer to go to the shop ever again, because nobody likes to get cheated. Nobody likes to get get cheated or get lied to. So basically, if society has to exist, we have to make sure that we should not lie. Now, the entire society, our system and our government is based on the principle that we believe what the government is saying. For example, for the case of money, money is just basically a paper. But if we do not, if their money loses the credibility, then society collapses. If the judges and everybody gets corrupt, everybody loses credibility, then everything gets corrupt. So basically, I believe it's one of the biggest virtue that honesty and truthfulness should exist. And at the heart of spirituality, honesty is the basic foundation. If we lie to ourselves, how can we progress in spirituality? Or how can we progress in our own spiritual development? So I personally believe, we should, practice honesty and truthfulness for our own spirituality, and from like Minfukti said, for loving kindness. Nobody likes to get lied to. Nobody likes to get cheated. So why should we do it to others? If we have compassion for others, I think we should avoid it. So basically, I think let's pledge and we try our best and hear from Guru. How do we practice honesty? That's all I have to say. Thank you.
How to practice honesty is very simple. We should not lie. The truth is truth. If we are sick, headache, we say, we go to the doctor, I'm headache. When we have the problem, the heck, we go to the doctor, we say, oh, we have the leg. And they will have that I think truthfully. It's very important. For example, I do not know about architecture. I do not know how to build the temple. But when I have the problem, I know I don't have the knowledge. So I buy the book, I learn myself, I build myself. So you see, this honesty also brings us a lot of benefit. For example, the back side of the building, of the temple, when the contractor, they demand more than $2 million. But I don't have $2 million. So I buy material step by I did myself. It's less than $500,000. I get benefit $2 million. That's the honesty. How wonderful honesty. They bring us so much benefit. Yeah. And even we practice the Dharma also same. There's some people, they say they are disciple of Buddha, but they do not follow the Buddha way. Buddha say one way, he talk another way. He follow another way. Then how he can get benefit? If, for example, in Vietnam or many countries, many master, they are honest. We find they are wonderful. But some duplicate master, they have many problems. For example, in Vietnam, Hòa Thượng Trí Tịnh, he's a learned person, but he practiced the pure land. Nam Mô A Di Đà Phật. When he died, he know much before, and they have the wonderful the result. So now you have seen so many masters. They wrote so many 100 books. They talk very nice. Millions follow him. But before he died, he did not know how to go even the toilet. So how to go to Nirvana. That's honesty. I repeat again, honesty is very, very important. They can bring the happiness for our present life in different field. I guarantee. So now I would like to invite Yu Phước Niệm. You share, please. This is the forum. We should share. This is very important.
Yeah, Namo Yudafat Master. This is a great topic, and thank you all for listening and giving us a few minutes. For me, I believe the importance of honesty and truthfulness, it definitely starts within ourselves. From the moment, all of us, from the moment we wake up in the morning until, at night when we lay our head to sleep, only we know if we've lived a full day of being honest, truthful, individuals. And I brought this up last week, but as a parent to my children, we teach them every day to be honest, that good things come to individuals who are truthful. Life will benefit them growing up, living an honest and pure life. And I mean, that's really important. That's what we were taught. At least I was taught in my wife, with our family, just growing up being honest and good people. As a child, I'm sure many of us can remember it starts with little lies, whether you're at school, with your friends, just doing, little things. And that eventually becomes a snowball effect. And as you get older, you find yourself getting more comfortable, like John mentioned, with our personal life or even within our business, our 9 to 5, our workplace environment, you get more comfortable telling lies. And I think that all of us can understand that it developing these bad habits, it then becomes really stressful. Your life just becomes stressful. You find yourself just getting caught in these lies, whether a colleague or a boss, a family member or a friend, they catch you in a lie. And eventually, you realize that life is just, like I said, extremely stressful living that way, telling lies, telling fibs, to people. And so I think the takeaway, I'm trying to, as an individual, as a grown-up, as a parent, I'm just trying to live a less stressful life and hoping that can then be conveyed to my children that, a life of dishonesty, just is stressful. There's no peace in that type of life. And that life will definitely be more peaceful and simple with truthfulness. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Hi, I would also like to add that every result that we get in our lives, whether it's positive or negative, is always rooted from the sincerity of our intentions day to day.
Yeah. Very, very important. But I also think sometimes now you have seen many drinks in the supermarket. They say, oh, you drink this one, and then you will get good health. But I was the victim of that drink. I don't like to say the name, because if I say the name, they will feel the fine. They send me to the court, and I have a big problem. I drink more than 20 years. 20 years. But when I want to stop, also very difficult. At that time, I find they say when we are a little tired, we drink and we feel, oh, wonderful. But really very, very dangerous. Because that's a drink. If you want to clean the toilet, you just put about half an hour, you clean. Our stomach is not they make big propaganda. They sell so many countries. So, anybody, Minh Đạt, would you like to share some of your idea about this topic? Yeah.
Sure. Thank you. Namaste. Thank you for giving me an opportunity to share a few words. The first thing that comes to my mind is just, inner peace, or just for lack thereof. I think when you're living without honesty and truthfulness, I think it's just a miserable way to live, because there's always that inner struggle. When a person is dishonest, he or she keep on having to play that game and extend and cover up the lies and create more lies and create more dishonesties. And so the mind is constantly scheming on how to cover up the initial lie. And I think that's just a terrible way to live. And there's no peace of mind at all. And when we are honest, we are free and liberated. Like, John and some of the other guests have contributed. There's a saying, you trick me once, shame on you. You trick me twice, shame on me. And that's to suggest that, you can scheme people once or twice, but, second or third time, the truth will eventually, reveal itself. And just like Master always share, there are three things that's ever present despite, being temporarily covered up. The first is the sun, the moon, and the truth. I think living genuinely, authentically, and most importantly, just be yourself is the most beautiful thing you can contribute to the world, because I think each of us, reincarnate here with certain talents, volition, habitual energies, and karmic energies, and to play a role here. And we should express, our vibration with other, naturally, authentically. The moment when we pretend we're something we're not, first of all, other people will sense it and see it. Great master like Thầy Huyền, you can definitely see through you. And more importantly, you're not loving yourself. I think honesty and sincerity is loving yourself. Dishonesty and insincerity is not loving yourself. And love needs to originate from within before you can share that with others. In my journey in Buddhism and continue research and study, I read a book about Vipassana, Pháp, a pretty lengthy book on just the process of consciousness and thought processes, tính and Dhamma. And there's a sentence in that book that really caught my attention. It stuck with me. It suggests that, Tam Suk Phak Tu Chai Tim, or a stream of consciousness and thoughts originate from the heart, not from the mind. And that's a very interesting observation, because when a lot of people say, listen to your heart, not your mind, because the mind is just too intellectual and confused. Obviously, I still need to validate that statement, but I do believe in this, that our physical body, our mental body, and our spiritual body, and this whole universe is energy and vibration, vibrating at different frequencies. You're creating this phenomenon we call life. The heart has its own vibration and rhythm. The mind has its own vibration and rhythm. And when both the heart and mind vibrations are coherent, heart-mind coherent, it's like living in the state of flow, Zen, and because we're true to ourselves. And that's when I think people can perform extraordinary feat, because they do what they love, they true to themselves because they're honest with themselves. When people are not true to themselves or honest with themselves, the heart has a certain vibration, but the mind has a certain vibration, and that's a conflict between the heart-mind vibration and the person living out of rhythm, out of balance. In Vietnamese, we have to saying something like, không có trái với lương tâm. In English is something, against our conscience and our conviction. And so over time, year over year, the heart and mind just stays out of that balance because we're not honest with ourselves. That's how energy is drained. We're living out of balance, out of rhythm. And that's how disease develop, right? Because disease is what? Disease is dis-ease, not being at ease, not being comfortable. And I think that's because, we're living out of rhythm and out of balance because we're not in balance. Think when waves are coherent and in the same frequency, when they amplify, they create more energy. And that means when your heart and mind is incoherent, there's more energy focused to create, in life. But when they're not incoherent, there's less focus and there's confusion, there's less energy. I think that's where the heart and mind needs to have that coherent. I guess what I'm trying to say is follow your heart. Do what you love, be genuine, be sincere, and be authentic. And then the universe, you will watch it, will vibrate with you and will manifest and help you achieve all your dreams and aspirations. I think Master proved it. He's proved it through his many accomplishments, temples in Nepal, temples in, India, help ending a civil war that, over 15,000 people died. And many, many, many more accomplishments. Why? Because he's just true to his heart. And I'll say one last thing. I think spiritual practice help with that heart and mind. I think meditation helps. I also think reading and prostrating or bowing to the Lotus Sutra in mindfulness and sincerity definitely helps as well. And we have to be mindful, okay? Don't read about and think about your bank account or, a beautiful girl you just met. Yeah, that's not sincere or mindfulness. But I guess what I'm trying to say, I definitely think sincere and honest spiritual practice, help with the heart-mind coherence. which naturally leads to happiness, to peace of mind, to physical and mental health. And, you know, my heart and mind vibration is out of whack at the moment. So I need more practice. But, you know, I think that's just my perspective on this topic. So thank you for letting me share. Namaste.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Manida. Now, another good example I would like to share with you. Honesty is play very, very important role. So when I come to Lumini, 50 years ago, Lumini in ruin nearly completely. Then I make the wish, and then like unseen hand managed, and after that, I'm the first foreigner to get the land. They get what to do. Then I also, from my heart, sincerity, I wish to see Lumini develop. Then I want to see some beautiful thing happen. Then when I see the like something we can say miracle, at that time, during that time, the rain, and then after my praying of 5 minutes, they stop and I see snow mountain. Then I make a vow to remain there to do something for Lumini, build a temple. At that time, I check in my pocket only $60. This is a very special secret. Then I say, with $60, I wish I can start in the project. But I would like to tell the Buddha and own master, I very shameful for to ask donation. So please you manage money. I don't ask donation. People don't ask, I don't ask. But now you see our project complete. It's a miracle. And when the donation people, so now I don't want to criticize people. So some people, they make the monastery, they say this 3 million, 4, 5 million, like this, like that. They make different method to collect money. At last, not finished. But I apply this philosophy, honesty. The donation of the people they give there, we should not touch. Then it's complete. Yeah, this is a miracle. And like Minh Sơn Diệu Thủy, the place when he's finished his study in medical college, then he save money, he bring here to give medicine to the poor people. Then when he come here, we are in the resort. Then I also see some wood side. I encourage him. Now he become proprietor. That's the honesty. Yeah. And some people also want to cheat her. Then they fell. Yeah. So now this philosophy, only one word, honesty. If every people on the planet, they follow strictly on this one, I'm certainly the happiness will come. There will be no war, no conflict. Now is the war happening different in the part in the world also due to not honesty. They talk one day, they do another way. So this also reminds us, this is a very, very important philosophy for our life. Anybody want to share, especially the young people? Diệu Đức Chung from United States. Nhung. Anyone? Because this very, very interesting and important topic for our life. For everybody, huh? Not only for young. Yes.
Oh, yes. Yeah, I would like to share too. So my name is Thanh Phạm. So, you know, we don't realize how closely, you know, we've been watched by other people, especially, you know, our children. Because if you lie and cheat, you know, our children will copy. So, you know, I a parent myself, so I always teach my children to be honest. That's how I've been teach when I was young. You know, at school, they also teach you to, you know, be respect others and behave, you know, appropriately. You know, so we always honest, because if not, you know, the consequences. You know, I think a lot of people have been saying, you know, the consequences is outweigh our the benefits. So the benefit is being, I know, like, I always been truthful. Sometimes, it hurt other people. Sometimes it hurt ourselves. But like accept those challenges, even though the truth, it may set you back, but then for long term, it will give us a lot of rewards and a lot of benefits. I know that at my family, I always honest with my wife, so, our relationship is very happy. With even my kids, I always tell them, be honest. If they honest with me, then something happened to them. To be honest, we will work on it together and take care of it. If they lies, the problem can get worse, and then their punishment could be severe. So, I mean, they're learning as well, because cheating or lies is very easy because it not take a lot of effort to do. And then we get away with things, easily, but that's just beginning. But for a long term, people will catch us. I think a lot of people have been saying that, it should only take one lies to have a mistrust. So people will lose, when you lose their trust, it's very hard to have a good reputation. And then, that is, I think like everyone has been saying, I don't want to share that, just practice it, even though it's hard. Even, you may hurt other people, but honest, it definitely allow us to observe everything with clarity. Honest will take us to places in life that we never dream of. Like Master saying, you share his idea, and then some others share as well. And it's easy to give us peaceful happiness, successful, and fulfill life. So, thank you, Master, for bringing it up. Honest, it's very hard to do, but when you do it, it's going to be many rewards and benefits.
Okay,
so,
thank you.
That's all I have. Thank you.
Thank you, Thay. It seems to be they have one ambassador, Dũng. It seems you to join. Can you share some? This is the forum. We can share. Now I don't like to mention the name of the person. They are not honest. They are one of the most famous person on the planet, but they are not honest. At last, their life collapse. Their property collapse completely. One of my former boss, he was sentenced 150 years in jail. Because he's not honest. This is very interesting. One of the marking point, I started my life. I worked with him about 2 months and a half. I get good salary, but at that I left. I think that personality very famous in the world, Vietnam Mandov. Yeah, he died very terrible life. He one of the richest. And many the head state in the world admire him like the God of finance. But the God, we do not know where is the God, but the God in the jail, sentenced 150 years.
That's a long time.
but I think after this life, he come back again, he will in jail again. Because 150 years, but he was in jail, only a few years he died. Yeah, only one thing, honesty. If he say honesty, million people. Now, world of finance crisis also due to him. He's not only him, he's one of the person. Okay, anyone?
You have somebody has put their hand up there, Master Nguyen.
Yes. Good morning, Master.
Yes.
Thank you so much, Jai. Let's say something from my opinion. I think that one of the most important qualities in life is honesty. Honesty gives us peace of mind because we are no longer troubled by the lies we tell. Honesty is the foundation in every relation. When we are honest, other people will always trust the things we say and respect us. Moreover, honesty helps us create deeper and good connections in relationship with other peoples. And of course, others people can believe our promise and commitments. Also, honesty plays an important key in business. If we want to be successful in any business, we must be honest with the customers. Of course, this honesty, people may firstly easily get trust and respect from other people. However, they lose that forever whenever they get caught. And also, I think honesty can help in developing good attributes like kindness, discipline, and truthfulness, and more. But nowadays, you can see that it's a pity that for human problems, honesty is ultimate solution. Corruption and various problems are everywhere in society. It's because of the decreasing number of honest people in the world. Honesty is an essential requirement in modern time. So in my opinion, the education system in family and school should ensure that children must be instructed right from the beginning and their childhood to practice honesty. And every parents and teachers must acknowledge their responsibilities to the nation and to the world, and then they can become a more honest model for their children, for their students, and of course, the society will become an ideal society and free of all corruptions or other problems. And in conclusion, I always think that honesty doesn't always pay, but dishonesty is always cost us so much. So we should have to follow the karma. Okay, thank you so much for your listening. Just in my idea.
Thank you, Diệu Phước Đạt. And Nguyễn Quang Tuấn, please you join. You are the young people.
Yes, Master.
Yes.
Thank you for giving me an opportunity to share opinion. I have a few words for this topic. In my opinion, honesty and truthfulness is very, very important. Listen to the voice of other people. I know in that there are two things. Honest with other people, but it's not enough. More than that, honest with ourselves.
Right.
Before we connect with other people, we should connect with ourselves first. And for my experience, I think that we should pay more attention to honest with ourselves, to be authentic. That is my voice. Thanks for Master for accepting an opportunity to share my opinion. Thank you.
Okay, yeah, Diệu Đức Minh, Diệu Mai, all of us, we should discuss frankly, and at the same time, we also should follow it strictly. Yeah, I can tell you, I note down everything. Many famous people in different fields, successful in different fields. After that, they fail. Only one thing, because they are not honest. Not honest themselves, they are not honest with the people. They die in misery and condition. Yeah, in different fields. I note down everything. I note down case by case, because we are a scientific person. Very interesting, very interesting. Okay, if you don't have the time now, the time also is finished. From Himalaya, I would like to send my praying blessing to all of you, and hope to meet you next week if there's no earthquake. Okay.
Hopefully.
I'm not optimist. Everything we should think about impermanent, so we don't lose the time, and we are. And the most important thing, we should honest, and then we are happy. Okay, thank you very much. Hope to see you next time.
Thank you, Master. Bye-bye, everyone.
Namaste. Yeah.
Recording stop.